Welcome back to Traffic Issues, where we discuss safety, policies, equity, and justice. The last time we talked about the Lagos e-police cameras, and in my opinion, I shared that it is illegal. And we've received a lot of comments online and offline. And by the way, thank you everyone for your comments. So today, I'm not alone. We don't walk alone in this journey. So I have with me Wale. Wale is a special marshal, and he has interest, passion to make the road a better place for every one of us. So Wale, welcome.
Thanks.
Okay. So let me ask you, since I have an opinion already, what do you think about the Lagos State e-police cameras?
Well, thanks for having me on the program. The Lagos e-police camera is a good one at this time, but I think we need more of orientation and reorientation for us to be able to achieve the reason why those things were installed. We don't want an e-police camera being obeyed because it is installed. We want a system where people will drive, use the road according to how it must be used. Because the camera is there and you want to obey doesn't make you a good citizen. Whether the camera is there or not, you just need to do the right thing at the right time.
So let's focus on this particular Lagos State e-police camera. Is it legal or illegal?
Well, if properly implemented, I'll say I'm going to buy the idea of the camera. But if not properly implemented and the proper orientation is not carried out, then it looks more like it's illegal.
Okay. Now, what informed my opinion was that, number one, the particular place where I made as reference, that's the Mobolaji Bankanto way. It's a 4-kilometer road from Maryland interchange to the Ikeja Bridge. Okay. But before the General Hospital, good. Now, they put a camera along that road from Maryland to very close to that camera, about 1 kilometer, they had one speed limit sign. They have another one. So from the second one to the camera, they have about 90 meters. Now, after the camera, which is about 3 kilometers, none. So that means they just put 2 speed limit signs before the camera. And that is not how it works. The first thing they are supposed to do is do a proper survey, traffic survey, and look at, okay, what is the design speed on this road when it's being constructed? When they look at the design speed, they now look at, okay, people are doing, maybe let's assume the design speed is 60. People are driving 70, 80. They need to go back and say, okay, let's look at the design speed. The design speed is saying 60. People are doing 70, 80. What do we do? Is it that they adjust the design speed? They increase it. If they don't increase it and they say, okay, this design speed is good for safety, what is the next thing? The next thing is to regulate that road. How do you regulate it? Put signs, the speed limit signs. That's why it's called regulatory signs. When you put speed limit signs, it will remind people that, oh, this road is 60 or this road is 70. When that is not working, people are still breaking that rule after putting the regulatory sign, then you put warning sign and tell them, this is what you get if you don't do this. If that is not working, that is when you now go to enforcement. That is when you put camera. When you put camera, you still need to warn them that there's a camera ahead. And when that camera captures you, that is when you pay. Now, they've done survey, they've regulated, they've won. Enforcement, if they now do enforcement, nobody will question it. That is how it's supposed to be. Not enforcement before warning, before regulation, before survey. So that's how it is done. If you break the speed limit and you are caught by camera, you won't have any reason to say, oh, I'm not paying, because they've regulated the road, they've warned you. So what excuse do you have? So that is why I said it is illegal, because they did not go through the process. And I saw a comment where somebody said, Lagos State Transport Sector Reform Law 2018 is the legal basis for imposing penalties on motorists who exceed the speed limit. And I was like, oh, bravo. Now they are quoting a particular law justifying putting the speed limit cameras on that road. Then let us see what that particular section of the law is talking about. Section 28(2)(a) of that particular law they are quoting is under Part 3, and that deals with LASMA, establishment of LASMA and functions of LASMA. So that 28(a), let me read what, we'll display it on, you will see. 28(a) says, 28(2)(a) rather, said, enforce state and national laws that govern the safe use of vehicles on the road. This section is talking about LASMA, giving them the power to enforce the state and national law. Where is the law? Which law are they enforcing? That is what they should be quoting. You can't build something on nothing. They should quote the law they made that give them the power for LASMA to enforce. That's what they should be talking about, not quoting this. This will not work. And then another comment came that the state has exclusive right to do their own sign, any color, any size. It doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. At least you stayed outside the country before. Do you see each cities having different colors?
Even if each cities are going to have different colors, there's going to be a national color, which most states will have to adapt to. So that you don't go here, see red today, see blue tomorrow, you don't know the meaning. But once you know, oh, this is green, it serves for these purposes. Yes. Then it makes life easier. Because, like we keep saying, like the speed limits and all those signs, most of those signs are meant to be fixed or placed in a place that is very, very conspicuous, where people can see. Because we are coming from a process where we are about to change our attitude. We've been used to reckless driving, abuse of the road, and when we are moving out and moving into another system, it's going to be a gradual process, not a rush thing.
Yes, I agree with you. It has to be a gradual process. But it has to be a process first before you make it gradual.
There must be provision.
There must be provision.
Made.
Yeah. But unfortunately, we have the laws. The convention we subscribed to in 1968. Do you know the history of that thing? Okay. Countries are moving into one another, doing business. Let's say, for instance, Nigerians are moving to Ghana to do business, driving. And they realize, oh, the traffic sign on their road is different from ours. What can we do? So the United Nations Social and Economic Council decided to bring everybody together and say, let us talk about the language of the road. So in 1968, they adopted the language of the road. So there are three components. Number one, the signs, the signals, and the lane markings. So those are the three components adopted. And there are three style that was put forward. The first one, you take let's say, for instance, a particular sign, it will have white background with red tapings. Another one, yellow background with red tapings. Another one, yellow background with no taping, probably with small black. So, majority of European countries adopted white background and red tapings. Nigeria and some country adopted yellow background and red tapings. United States, Canada, and some North American countries adopted yellow for their warning signs. So, I think about 1976 or 1978, it was ratified all over the world, and people are working towards it. Now, if you go through the Nigeria Highway Code, those are the color we adopted. So, if a state will now wake up and say we have the right to do our own color, what are they trying to cause? So, does it mean if I drive from Lagos to Ibadan, I see another color? How will I understand it? In fact, there's a particular local government in Lagos. The one they have is even different from the one Lagos State is using. And I told them in the last video that the one you have is a combination of Canada and the United States. Even this one is not recognized anywhere because it's a combination of two countries. It doesn't make any sense. So I will implore the state to please look at the National Road Traffic Act of 2012. They should look at the Highway Code, and they should look at the Federal Ministry of Works sign and lane marking guidelines, so that they should give this to their contractors instead of this embarrassment. So if they can do that, then they'll be on the right track to implement some of these camera they are putting. If it is not done, it will still be considered as illegal. And apart from that, this law these people are referring to now is just to enforce a particular law. Which law? It is not too late for them to do the survey, write a policy, send it to the House of Assembly, make it a law, send it, let the governor sign it, and send it to the judiciary, so that if you stop me on the road and I can say, oh, I've done something wrong, I will pay. If not, I will go to court. But with this one now, if I go to court, it will be thrown, the case will be thrown out, because the judge will just say, this law doesn't exist. So that's why I said it is illegal. It is now the onus of the state to show us that what they have done, which I commend them, they want to do good things, but it has to be done the proper way.
Going back to the drawing board is not a problem. They can actually go back to the drawing board and restart from beginning.
Yes, I think the State Ministry of Works should come into this. This should not be left only for the Ministry of Transportation. And I think sometimes they work in silos. They are not working together. Another thing I want us to talk about is, you are talking about the speed limit. Speed limit on Third Mainland Bridge. To me, there's no speed limit on Third Mainland Bridge. I mean, let me rephrase. There's no speed limit sign on the Third Mainland Bridge. No single one. Technically, because the ones they have there is sandwiched between all the billboards, and it is done like a billboard. That's a billboard.
It's been choked.
Apart from being choked, that is not a traffic sign. That is a billboard. Minister David Umahi, please give the contractors the Federal Ministry of Works manual. You have it. Give it to them. The right signage should go on that Third Mainland Bridge. Sir, please. There is difference between billboard and traffic signs. What you have on Third Mainland Bridge is billboard, not traffic sign. Please work on it. Thank you. So we are going to put a pause here, and we are going to continue very soon. And when they are doing the right thing, we will come back and say, yes, they are doing it. Wale?
We are not here to criticize. We are here to make a better future. So when we talk, we are not talking as if, because we wanted to criticize any move by any government. Whatever the government is doing that is going to work for the citizens, that is going to make things better, is what we stand by.
Yes.
So we are here to correct things, not to criticize.
Beautiful. So this is our opinion. Let's have your opinion in the comments, and let us make Nigeria a better place to drive and live. Stay safe. Please subscribe to our channel if you are new to this channel, like our videos, and click on the notification button to get latest videos.